These videos are going to record. When you're trying to quit a bad habit, what do you do? No idea what my script is. I don't really know what to do. Okay. Consistency. Okay. Once you find consistency, self-improvement is kind of easy. The hard habits that you used to hate doing become easy. I love recording. I'm just trying to teach people what I've learned so they can improve their lives. Who am I talking to? Who am I talking to? I'm talking to my younger self. To build a better life, what do we need to do? We need to remove the bad habits, start to build good habits. But doing these good habits seems impossible. They always feel impossible. They feel really hard. But once you get the consistency, it actually becomes easy. It becomes easy to do the good habits. It becomes harder to do the bad habits. So how do we build this consistency that's going to enhance our growth, that's going to fast track our growth in the self-improvement journey? We need to build consistency. The way you do that is not by starting all at once with your good habit. It's not like starting to go to the gym 6 days a week in your first week. No. It's about doing 10 push-ups a day, every day for your first 10 days. Those small habits, they're going to build up the consistency. A lot of people, they try to do everything all at once. They try to go to the gym 6 days a week in their first week. Their first week of training, they try going 6 days a week. They want to bench press 100 pounds. That's just not possible. The person you are right now is not capable of achieving the success that you want. So you have to slowly build up the person that you need to be. You have to slowly build up this new version of yourself that's capable of achieving that goal. If you want a six-pack, if you want to become Jack, you have to first build up the person that's capable of achieving that. Because right now you're not capable of achieving that. Years of binge eating, years of not exercising, years of eating too much. We've all created this unhealthy self that you have become right now. And that unhealthy version of yourself is not capable of achieving that brilliant physique or a six-pack. Who is capable of achieving that is your healthy self. So now we have to slowly start creating this healthy version of yourself. Your self-image is what determines your actions. It's what determines your success. It's what determines all your decisions. If you're someone who's unhealthy, you're not going to make the right decisions to become the person that you want to be, to become the healthy version of yourself. So we have to start by doing the actions that's going to make you into the healthy version. You have to make your brain believe that you are a little bit healthier, that you are healthy, so that you can take the actions and make decisions to complement your goal of achieving the goal of the gym, goal of success in the gym, or like goal of healthiness. You want to become healthy. For that, we have to create this new self, this healthy self that's capable of achieving that goal. Because right now you're not able to achieve that goal. You won't be able to achieve that goal. Every time you want to go to the gym, it's going to feel difficult. Every time you want to eat clean, it's going to feel difficult. You'd rather go and eat some junk food. And that's all because of your self-image. So if we can change your self-image, you can change your decisions, you can change your actions. And the way to change your self-image is to do the small habits that's going to lead to a big change. It's going to compound over time. These small changes are like, for one meal of a week or a day, one meal, just eat healthy. Just one meal. I'm not telling you to eat healthy all 3 meals of the day, or if you eat more. One meal. Maybe one snack, make it healthy. You do these small things. One snack, make it healthy. One meal, make it healthy. Do 10 push-ups every day, 5 push-ups, 2 push-ups every single day. Do something healthy every single day. Every time you're going to make a decision, try to make that decision for your future self. Make that decision so that you can achieve your goal. If you're going to reach for a packet of chips, instead of making the decision to eat those chips, go and get some healthy food. Maybe it's just that one decision the whole day that you make to become healthier. But that's going to impact your self-image. What you do, your actions, they are what creates your self-image. Years of gluttony, years of eating junk food, years of not exercising. Those small things have compounded right now, and those actions have created your self-image right now. Your unhealthy self-image. Your self-image that's not adequate to reach the level that you want to be, to reach the success, have the success that you want. So now we have to create this new self-image. It's just like how you created this current self-image that you have, the unhealthy self-image. We have to create the new self-image. And that's by doing these small habits. And doing these small habits becomes so easy when you build up consistency. And building up consistency is easy, and the habits you're doing are easy. So make the habits you're doing easy. What do I mean by that? If you want to go to the gym, if you want to become healthier, you want to become jacked, you don't start off with going to the gym. That's a mistake that everybody makes. You don't do that. You start off by doing, if you've never exercised before, like if you barely exercised before, go for a 1 minute run, or do like 10 push-ups, or whatever it is that seems so easy for you. It should be too easy for you. You should think that it's too easy for you. You should think that you can go more. You should think that you can do more. But you have to restrict yourself. You have to stop yourself. Because at this stage, you're building the foundation. And the building of foundation takes time. Why does it take time? Because it's the most important part. When you're making a building, a huge building, the first thing you build is a foundation. And if the foundation is set, your building's going to be solid. But if your foundation is weak, your building could collapse. So the first thing you want to do is build that foundation. And to build that foundation, we need to slowly do these habits, like 5 push-ups, 10 push-ups every single day. You might be able to do 20, but don't push yourself that far just yet. You need to slowly build up this foundation, and you should not push yourself at this very beginning. This is the easy way that you can just improve your life so much faster. I know that you won't be disciplined David Goggins, just start off with go for a 2-hour run on the first day. But for 99% of people, that does not work. This is the easy way, and if you do it this way, it would have this permanent effect rather than this one day that you have where you go for a 2-hour run, and you're so tired, you're so sore. It does not end up going for a run again for many, many months. When you do those things, when you go for like a 2-hour run, that's a temporary relief. That's like a temporary feeling of satisfaction. That's an amazing thing that you do if you go for a 2-hour run. That's just temporary. We want to make this permanent. We want to make our whole life better. And the way we do that is by slowly building up our habits, building up our life in a way that it's hard for us to fall back into the way we were before. When we immediately build up this big life, like a big healthy life that we want to build up, if you immediately try jumping to that, we will fall. Your self-image is like the floor. You will always fall to the level of your self-image. So if you can slowly build up that self-image to match the goal that you want to achieve, then it will be easy for you. It will be easy for you to achieve that goal and stay there and not fall back because you're slowly improving your self-image. You always fall to your self-image, so make sure that even when you fall, you are where you want to be. Because for a lot of people, what happens is they're doing well, they're going to the gym, they're eating clean, but suddenly they just start eating junk food again. They stop going to the gym for a couple of weeks. That's because their self-image is still here. What they want to do is they've built up their life over here, but their self-image still lags behind. Their habits have changed, but who they are has not changed. So they always end up falling back down. But this is the way you can build up your self-image so that you can slowly and gradually make progress to that goal. Because if you try to go too fast, you're going to fall back. You have to take small steps, one step at a time, to build that foundation so that building that you want to build does not collapse. So the key is consistency. It becomes easy for you to change your self-image, to build a better life, to become healthier. So consistency is key, and the way to build consistency by doing these small habits. So keep doing these small habits, right? Do 1 week, do 10 push-ups a day. The next week, do 10 push-ups or like 20 push-ups, and do some other exercise. Slowly increase it every single week. Start incrementing what you're doing, and take your self-image along with you. And tell yourself every single day, I am a healthy person. And like visualize yourself, like saying no to the junk food and eating the healthy food. Just visualize yourself. Visualization is very important because your brain can't tell the difference between an imagined reality and your own reality. That's why if you imagine yourself squeezing like a lemon into your mouth, like very vividly, your mouth is going to start salivating because it actually believes that's the lemon being squeezed into your mouth, because your brain can't tell the difference between reality, the current reality, and your created, your imagined reality. And that's a power we have to use for ourselves. We have to start imagining ourselves, visualizing ourselves, having that success, staying away from the junk food. Imagine yourself pushing away the junk food, pushing away the chips, and taking that bowl of salad, eating that bowl of salad. And healthy food doesn't have to be bad. You don't have to eat a salad. There are good healthy foods you can eat as well. That's why you should not make cheat days. You should not do cheat days, because these cheat days, what they do is they reinforce your old self-image of being the junk food eater, or being the binge eater, the unhealthy person. Because a healthy person who eats clean will not have those cheat days. Would not even want to would not even want to have those cheat days, because to him, he just doesn't want that. He doesn't eat dirty. He doesn't eat junk food. He eats clean food. So when you have cheat days, you reinforce that belief into yourself. You reinforce that self-image. When you do that, your self-image is here and you are here. So there's a high possibility that you'll fall back. So avoid that. And also, in your consistency, when you eat junk food, like your consistency is just getting stopped abruptly. If you're eating clean for 5 days a week, and you're building up that consistency, you're getting faster and faster, you're accelerating. But then you just stop yourself, you eat junk food one day, and you start over again. And the problem is, when you have a cheat day, you don't end up having just one cheat day. You end up having a little bit more one day or another. You say, oh, it's a cheat day, but you just end up eating junk food. So do try to avoid that. And building consistency is a little bit difficult. But if you apply this by doing small habits, you do these small habits that compound over time. In these 10 push-ups, eating 1 meal clean. Maybe the next week start eating 2 meals clean. Maybe the next week have 1 day clean day, and the rest all you can eat your normal meals. You have to first start doing this, because these years that you've spent cultivating and creating this self-image of yours, you can't remove it in a day. You can't change it in 1 day. These years of eating junk food and being unhealthy, you can't reverse it in a day. It takes time. And that's the only way to success, the only way to improvement. It takes time. The hard work is just having that patience. And if you can't have that patience, you will indeed succeed. If you have that consistency and that patience, you will succeed, no doubt. Because what can stop you? If you're this consistent in your diet, if you're this consistent in exercise, it's harder for you to fail than to succeed. If you keep doing this, every week you keep incrementing what you're doing. One healthy meal a day. Next week, 2 healthy meals a day. The next week, maybe 1 healthy day a week. Maybe 2 healthy days a week. Slowly bring it up to 7 healthy days a week. And from those 10 push-ups, you go 20 push-ups, 30 push-ups. Maybe 20 push-ups, 20 pull-ups. And in 1 day. And from that, you start going to the gym now. You start having workouts 3 days a week, 4 days a week. And the next week, 5 days a week. Slowly build up this life that matches your self-image. And when it matches your self-image, you're likely to stay there. You will stay there. You won't fall, because just think about it. No matter how bad our lives are, most of us wouldn't go sell drugs, would we? No matter how broke we are, no matter how little money we have, we wouldn't go sell drugs, right? Because that's our self-image. We would never fall to that because the self-image is here. We would never fall here. We'd only fall back here. A self-image is the baseline, it's the floor. You always fall to the level of your self-image and never below that. So if you can bring your self-image up here, even on your worst days, you're still going to be up there. If you're someone who goes to the gym, if your self-image is someone who goes to the gym every single day, like he's dedicated to the gym, even on your worst day, you'll probably still go to the gym. You may not have the best workout, but you still go to the gym. And that's better than not going at all. So if you build up the self-image, and you will with this consistency, it'll become easy. Self-improvement will become easy. Improving your mental health, your physical health, improving all other aspects of your life, it'll become easy when you build this consistency. So build this consistency by doing these small habits, and I'm sure your life will get better. And it will get better